So yeah, my name's Jake Griffin. I'm a brewer from Straven, which is just outside of Glasgow. Well, I guess I got started brewing because I had an allotment when I was at uni, and I grew lots of fruit. And one year I was going to the freezer to put more fruit in it and realised I had the previous couple of years. And I was like, well, it always seemed like a waste to make it into alcohol, but I'm going to do it to use it up and clear some space in the freezer. So I started making country wines, then moved on to making beer because that's what I prefer to drink. It was me and a good friend of mine who went to the homebrew shop at the same time. I taught him how to make country wines, and then he was like, I want to make beer. I was like, not without me. So we went to the homebrew shop and started winning competitions with our homebrew. And then one of those was a beer called Zombie for Fine Ales. The prize was to brew it at Fine Ales in Argyll, and we went up there to brew it, and we were basically asking questions they couldn't answer. So at the end of it, the owner had said, would you like a job? And at the time I was about to start writing up my thesis, so I said, all right, as long as it's not too full-time. So I did that, and then when I'd finished writing up, I realised that I didn't want to continue with my career. I was going to become a brewer. So I decided to start Upfront when I realised that working in someone else's brewery was always going to be, you're brewing their beers. There is an element of creativity, but you're not going to be able to do every aspect. And I was really interested in every aspect, from naming the beer, designing the recipe, how it gets sold, who it gets sold to. I don't want to deal with the supermarkets. I think I certainly get most enjoyment out of making beer. However, yeah, I still enjoy occasionally making country wines and mead. So I've started the Upfront Meadery. There's not really a mead market in the UK, and most of it is kind of very similar. High ABV, sippers. There is a small amount that's coming up, mainly down in England, that do lower ABV, carbonated, put into cans, put into small bottles and carbonate, whatever. But in Scotland there really isn't anything, and I think that I enjoy giving people new experiences with flavour, and mead is the low-hanging fruit. My kind of flagship beer, the beer that enabled all of this to happen, which is called Das ist Technosex. It's a passion fruit and key lime goza, so German sour beer with salt and coriander seeds. And that basically saved the brewery in lockdown. It went kind of viral and meant that I was able to do this kind of full time and basically saved the brewery. I would have gone under in lockdown, and it's the only beer that I've ever brewed that just keeps on selling. Like I can't make enough of it. I have to tell people they can't have it because I need to sell it to other people all the time. I would say that there's definite seasonality in beer styles. I can track how much of the Das ist Technosex I'm going to sell with the sunshine. If there's a heat wave, it's like I have to be stocked up because it will fly out the door. And likewise with stouts in the winter, you'll sell a lot more stouts in the winter because that's what people want, that's what they think. It's one of those strange things, I guess it is. I'll happily drink a Russian Imperial Stout on the beach, but I am the exception to that rule. So the tap room has only just started. It is running on what's known as an occasional license, so I am not able to open all the time. I have to apply for each license kind of 4 weeks in advance, and if it's approved, it will give me 2 weeks of being able to sell within the restraints of the license. So I've been doing that for a couple of months now, whilst the application to change the use class of the building is going through. So this building is a Class 5 building, which is for light industry. And I need it to be Class 3, so it's a little bit technical. It's going to take a bit of time. I need to work with various different legal departments to make it work. But one day, hopefully soon, I will have a full premises license, and then I can open whenever I want. There are very few pubs in Scotland that take my beer on draft. Certainly very few that take them regularly. I'm lucky that in Straven I do have the support of the local kind of best cask ale pub in South Lanarkshire this year. And they take it reasonably regularly. But yeah, Scotland is a funny one. I think there's not much competition in the alcohol wholesale market. So most bars and shops prefer to deal with the big one company that I'm not going to mention that supplies all the craft beers, but they don't really stock many Scottish craft beers. So without an alternative, people end up buying all this stuff from England and Wales, and there's very few from Scotland. So the small Scottish breweries are kind of, it's tough because there's no other option. If they don't stock you, then you have to sell directly to the bars in England, and I will courier kegs and cans every week to every corner of the UK.